Hi, first graders. My name is Miss Wheeler, and I am a first grade teacher at Bricky McLeod Elementary. I'm here today to talk to you about a social studies lesson in geography. As you probably already know, geography is the study of the earth. Let's look at the earth for a second. As you know, the earth is covered in lots of water and land. We live right here on the continent of North America. Let's take a second and review some of the landforms that you have probably already learned about. The earth is covered with many different types of landforms. Landforms impact where and how people live. A continent is a very large piece of land. It is often surrounded by an ocean. There are 7 continents on our planet Earth. A mountain is land that is higher than the land around it. The Great Smoky Mountains run through Tennessee. A hill is an area of raised land. It is higher than the land around it, but is not nearly as high as a mountain. A valley is an area of low land that lies between 2 hills or mountains. In East Tennessee, we live in the area known as the Tennessee Valley. A plain is an area of mostly flat land. Some plains are used to grow crops like cotton. So when I think about land features like a mountain, I might think about skiing. Or when I think about a hill, I think about sledding in my backyard in the winter. When I look in my front yard and it's flat, it makes me think about a plain. But I remember when we were looking at this globe, it was mostly water. Let's check out some of those water features that we learned about. The earth is covered with many different types of water forms as well. As we have learned, people's lifestyles are impacted by living near water. An ocean is a very large body of salty water. Our earth has 4 oceans: Atlantic, Pacific, Indian, and Arctic. Our country, the United States, touches the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. When you are at the beach, you are on the coast of the land that touches the ocean. A river is a large moving stream of water. It connects to larger bodies of water. The Tennessee River and Mississippi River are 2 major rivers that run through our state. A lake is a body of water that is surrounded by land. Some lakes are natural and some are man-made. Norris Lake is a popular place to visit in our area. I don't know about you, but I love playing in water. I don't have a swimming pool, and it's still a little chilly to head to the lake. So here's an activity that lets you play in a little bit of water, but also show how much you know about land and water. Take a look at these plastic containers. You can ask your adult to borrow some from the kitchen. If you have any clay or Play-Doh laying around, make yourself a land feature. Here I have a model of an island and a model of what I'm going to turn into a lake. Now I have a glass of blue liquid. You can make this by using water with some blue food coloring or just a blue colored sports drink like Gatorade, but don't drink it afterwards. Now watch what happens when I pour in my water. Now I have a land feature with blue water on the inside, just like a lake, a water body surrounded on all sides by land. On this side, I have an island, a piece of land, surrounded on all sides by water. Pretty cool. There are so many land and water forms on our beautiful earth. We've covered many of them, but there are so many more. Waterfalls, caves, so many that we can think of. Keep those tucked in the back of your mind for a special assignment later. For now, sit back and watch this video that reviews all of these land and water features we've talked about and gives us a glimpse at them all around the world.
What are landforms? They are features of the Earth's surface. There are many kinds of landforms found on the Earth. Mountains are areas that are much higher than the surrounding land. They are very tall and have pointed tops. Hills are also areas that are higher than the surrounding land, but are shorter and rounder than mountains. Valleys are areas of lowland that are in between mountains or hills. Plateaus are areas that have a flat surface and are higher than the ground like mountains. Plains are large areas of flat or gently rolling land. The deserts are areas of dry places that get little or no rain. Islands are areas of land that are completely surrounded by water. Oceans are large bodies of salty water that cover nearly 3/4 of the Earth's surface. Rivers are large streams of water that flow across the land. Lakes are bodies of water with land all around them. We went over some very important landforms today. Now let's do a little quiz to see if you remember some of the landforms we just went over. I am a large area of flat land. Who am I? I am plains. I am very tall and made up of earth and rocks. Who am I? I am mountains. I am shorter than mountains and am round. Who am I? I am hills. I am the area in between two mountains. Who am I? I am valleys. I am an area of land that has water all around me. Who am I? I am an island. I am an area of land that gets no rain and am very dry. Who am I? I am a desert. Great job on the quiz. These landforms are important features of the Earth that are important to remember.
So, another important part of geography that we learned about this year was about maps. Maps are a way to show us how to get from place to place, where things are, and it can help us show where land and water features are. Here's an example of a map of Tennessee, our state. We can see the three different regions of Tennessee: east, where we live, middle, and west. We can also see dots where cities are, a star where our capital city, Nashville, is, and we can see a couple of landforms and water features as well. I see little jagged symbols to show me where the Smoky Mountain range is, and I see little squiggly blue lines. What might that be? Rivers. Maps are important because they can help us show where things are on land. How is a globe different from a map? Well, you might say that one is round and one is flat, and you would be right. But what makes a map special is it looks as though you are looking down from above. Let's read a story about maps. Me on the Map by Joan Sweeney. This is me. This is my room. This is a map of my room. This is me on a map of my room. This is my house. This is a map of my house. This is my room on a map of my house. This is my street. This is a map of my street. This is my house on the map of my street. This is my town. This is a map of my town. This is my street on the map of my town. This is my state. This is a map of my state. This is my town on the map of my state. This is my country, the United States of America. This is a map of my country. This is my state on the map of my country. This is my world. It is called Earth. It looks like a giant ball. If you could unroll the world and make it flat, it would look something like this map of the world. This is my country on the map of the world. So here's how I find my special place on the map. First, I look at the map of the world and find my country. Then I look at the map of my country and find my state. He's from Kansas. We would look right here at Tennessee. Then I look at the map of the state and find my town. Then I look at the map of my town and find my street. And on my street, I find my house. And in my house, I find my room. And in my room, I find me. Just think. In rooms, in houses, on streets, in towns, in countries all over the world, everybody has their own special place on the map. Just like me on the map. I hope you enjoyed that book. I really enjoy it because it helps us understand that everybody on the earth has a special place, not just on the map, but in our world. I also hope that you can answer the questions, what city, what town, what state, what country, and of course, what world you live in. Maps are used to show where things are. There are many different kinds of maps, and they each show different things. Most maps are drawn as if you are looking down at the ground from above. Maps use special pictures or symbols to show things on the map. For example, a city is often marked by a dot. There are also special symbols for land and water features like mountains and rivers. Cities and capitals are also marked with special symbols on maps. Every map has a map key that tells what the symbols stand for. It is important to look at the map key to know what is being shown on the map. Here are some examples of map keys. Some are simple with shapes, some are more detailed. You will notice that a lot of symbols used for water are blue, while a lot of symbols used for land features are green. Look at the symbol for a mountain. It is often a triangle or a zigzag line. The symbol for a river is often a blue, swirly line. Look for a symbol for a land feature or water feature we maybe didn't talk about today. You will also see symbols for things like parks, restaurants, or other buildings that may be in a neighborhood. These things can all be found on different types of maps. If I ask you to raise your left hand, which side is it on? When I raise my left hand, it's on this side. That's right. Left and right, up and down, I guess, are different depending on which direction you are standing or which way you are facing. That can get pretty confusing if you describe something as to the left, or you can get to my house by turning right. It depends on which way you're looking. So map creators and geographers a long time ago solved this problem by coming up with 4 directions that were the same for everyone. You probably know what I'm talking about. Those 4 directions are called our 4 cardinal directions: north, east, south, and west. We identify these 4 cardinal directions on a special tool called a compass. You may have seen a compass in person, or you have probably seen it on a map. It's a very special tool because it makes north, east, south, and west the same for everyone. A compass works by always pointing north. That way, no matter where you are, you can always find the remaining 3 directions by knowing where north is. Let's learn a little bit more about the cardinal directions and using a compass. A long time ago, map makers came up with the 4 main or cardinal directions to help make giving directions easier. These 4 cardinal directions are north, south, east, and west. They are often shown by using the letters N, S, E, and W. A tool called a compass is used to tell what direction you are headed in. A compass is special because it has an arrow that always points north. A trick to remember the order of the directions on a compass is to memorize these sayings: never eat soggy waffles, or never eat sour watermelon. That will help you remember the order of N, E, S, W for north, east, south, and west when going around clockwise, the order of a clock, around the edge of a compass. I hope this helps. I have found one of the best, most fun ways to practice using maps and the cardinal directions is by making it fun and playing a game. Check out 2 online games that you can play as an option if you choose. They will be linked on the online file on the Knox County website. I'll give you a glimpse at those games now. The first game is called Uncle Sam's Farm. As you can see, there are a number of objects, animals, and different things on a farm setting. Over to the right, you have a compass that you can use for help, and the switch to the left will pop up north, south, east, and west markers to help you. You can put this on and off. I have the sound turned off to show you, but you can turn the sound on to hear different farm sounds. I will show you this now. Each question asks you about a cardinal direction. For example, is the barn on the north or south side of the farm? Here is the barn. Looking at my compass, it looks like the barn would be on the north side of the farm. So I'm going to select north. Are the chickens on the west or east side of the farm? Looking at my compass, east is on the right, west is on the left. Here are the chickens. Would that be on the east or the west? That's right, the chickens are on the east, so I'm going to select east. That was just a quick glimpse of what it's like to play the game Uncle Sam's Farm. Here is another game called Follow the Directions. You start with the smiley face and follow the directions listed over to the left. Don't forget that you can use the compass over to the left to help you. First, I am supposed to take 4 steps west. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, I go 3 steps south. 1, 2, 3. Followed by 3 steps west again. 1, 2, 3. When you think you have found your destination, you click. Yay! I got it right. Let's try again. 1 step east, 1 step north, 1 step west. Right again. This is what it's like to play Follow the Directions. Now that we have reviewed all kinds of landforms, water features, maps, and the cardinal directions, let's put it all together with some practice. Here is a practice page that you can work on optionally. It is available on the online page on the Knox County website. It is called Neighborhood Map, and I will show it to you up close. Here is the practice page called Neighborhood Map. At the top, you have an example map from a neighborhood, including different buildings and houses. The first part of this practice page asks you to write the correct cardinal direction, north, south, east, or west, to complete each sentence. For example, if you walk from the supermarket to the library, you will travel blank, and you would fill in the correct answer, north, south, east, and west. Don't forget there's a compass on the map to help you. You have 4 of those sentences to complete. One of them has 2 blanks. The second part of this practice page has some tasks for you to do to complete the map. For example, the first one says, draw a flagpole north of the school. So you would locate the school on the map, go north, and draw a flagpole. After you complete each task in the list, you can give yourself a check mark. This practice page will let you know if you have mastered reading a map and working with the 4 cardinal directions. Now that we have finished reviewing land and water forms, maps, and using cardinal directions, it's time for probably the most creative, exciting part of our lesson, your lesson task. Attached to the Knox County webpage for first grade is a sheet that looks like this. It is titled Create an Island. Every Knox County student has the opportunity to create their very own island. On that piece of land, you can put your own creations of land and water features. Don't forget, there are more land and water features that we didn't see or discuss today. Waterfalls, caves, all kinds of different things. On your map, don't forget to include a map key. There's a column for your symbols and a column for what the water or land feature actually is. You also have a compass, like most maps include. I completed a map myself of my very own island, and I will show it to you. This is Miss Wheeler's Island. You can see that I have a river, a waterfall flowing into the river. I have a small mountain range. I included a little hut in the middle just for fun. I have a little cave over in my peninsula, and then a bay, a lake, and some plains over to the side. You might not have known what those represented if you didn't check out my map key. On the directions for this assignment, if you choose to do it, it says that there's a challenge that's optional. You can make your island themed. For example, you could make it baseball themed, and maybe you have a home run place on your island, or maybe you have a candy island with a chocolate fountain. It's up to you and your imagination. Use this project to show what you've learned, show what you know, and most importantly, have fun and use your imagination. You can also extend this activity by writing about your map. For example, you can write sentences using the cardinal directions. I wrote, "The lake is south of the hut," using the illustrations on my map. You could also write directions to maybe a hidden treasure. I wrote, "A hidden chest is buried just north of the cave." Make it exciting and use some writing in this assignment as well. I sure have enjoyed going over lots of different social studies topics with you today. Let's review. We have gone over a variety of land and water features. We talked about the importance of the compass and how it helps us when reading maps. You have a practice page called Neighborhood Maps where you get to put everything you have learned about using a compass and the cardinal directions all together. And you have your lesson task where you get to design your own island, including a map key. All of these things put together help us review all we have learned about geography, the study of our Earth. I hope you remember all of these wonderful things, and I hope that most importantly you remember that you have a special place here on this earth. Have a great day. See you next time.